Get ready for a gripping reveal of terrifying secrets. A network of information has emerged as a result of the affidavit connecting Bryan Kohberger to the sad murders of 4 University of Idaho students on November 13th. We're exploring the core of the issue in an extensive, exclusive segment on the Sidebar podcast from Law and Crime. Welcome to the channel, subscribe and let's dive in. Number 1. Kohberger's DNA analysis was found on knife sheath. Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison Mogan were sound asleep when Brett Payne from the Moscow police entered the room in a disturbing turn of events. He found a tan leather knife sheath with the characteristic insignia Ka-Bar USMC and the emblem of the United States Marine Corps on Mogan's bed among the calm. The DNA of Bryan Kohberger, which was discovered on the button snap of the sheath, was determined to be tightly intertwined into the fabric of the case, according to the affidavit. In a recent Sidebar interview, former investigator Phil Waters introduced the Ka-Bar knife, the mysterious object of conjecture, and explained its relevance within the developing story. The paradox that Kohberger's brilliance was accompanied by a blatant oversight, leaving an important piece of evidence behind, arose. Agents went to the home of the Kohberger family in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania in search of the truth, searching through trashed pieces for analysis. The mystery grew more complex as DNA profiles intertwined and pointed firmly towards Bryan Kohberger's father, Michael Kohberger, and a potential relationship between them and the sheath. The provenance of the knife is still unknown as the investigation progresses, leaving the unanswered question of how it was obtained. As a dark item, it may have been emerged from the shadows of online marketplaces or pawn shops. Number 2. Kohberger possibly spotted by one of surviving roommates night of murders. A whispered statement that "there's someone here" startled her, and she entered an uncomfortable scene that played out on the University of Idaho campus. The sounds of muffled cries echoing from Zana Knodl's chamber prompted DM to repeatedly open her door out of concern and curiosity. A male voice said, "It's okay, I'm gonna help you," against the ominous background, casting a spooky light on the drama that was playing out. But when DM opens her door once more, she sees a figure shrouded in darkness. The story takes a frightening turn. The figure shrouded in black and hidden by a mask, giving off an air of mystery. DM examines the mysterious silhouette as it passes, a silent intruder of the night as he stands motionless in the shadows. DM's tardy call to the police adds mystery to the situation. Famous homicide investigator Phil Waters explores the complexity of the human conduct under pressure, raising concerns about DM's frame of mind in those crucial circumstances. Number 3. Kohberger was tracked by his cell service. At 2:42 in the morning, Bryan Kohberger's phone turned on, leaving a noticeable digital trail at his Pullman, Washington residence. Just a few seconds later, at 2:47 in the morning, it set out on a southern voyage that matched the course of the presumed white Elantra. However, there was an odd pause. Kohberger's phone was silent from 2:47 to 4:48 in the morning, a digital blackout. Based on his knowledge and talks with cell phone tracking experts, Brett Payne of the Moscow police hypothesized that this interval would indicate deliberate action, such as methodical withdrawal from the device or purposeful deactivation. The significance of the cell phone evidence was stressed by Anjanette Levy, the voice of Law and Crime, in analyzing the case. Kohberger's movements were intricately revealed by the electronic breadcrumbs. The phone's frequent contact with the victim's residence, particularly before the crime, begs intriguing questions regarding his whereabouts. A situation like the late-night incident on August 21st, when he was stopped, emphasizes the mystery even more. The mobile phone tale is a good example of good old-fashioned detective work, according to veteran homicide investigator Phil Waters. Number 4. White Elantra drives by victims' homes several times before the murders. As the investigation follows the accused White Elantra's activities, the web of suspicion grows more dense. The automobile takes a disturbing route from Bryan Kohberger's residence in Pullman, Washington, to the victims' home in Moscow, Idaho. The White Elantra circled the victims' home with unnerving persistence, which is a horrifying detail that comes to light. It went by the address not once, not twice, but 3 times before coming to a stop at what is thought to have been the end of the sad killings. The affidavit gives a detailed account of what happened and creates a compelling image of the vehicle's menacing presence. These sightings show a suspect vehicle, it says, I make 3 first passes past the house at 1122 King Road before leaving. At around 4:04 a.m., suspect car 1 is spotted approaching the scene a 4th time. The fact that these passes were repeated suggests that they were made with a menacing intent, maybe after careful inspection of the environment of the victims. The disturbing image of the white Elantra continually circle the victims' safe haven emerges as investigators link the dots. This particular detail may be crucial in solving the case. Number 5. Kohberger studied criminology, posted survey about criminal activity. The affidavit's description of Bryan Kohberger's academic career adds complexity to the developing narrative. His courses study at Washington State University, where he is currently seeking a PhD in criminology, show a complex profile. His broad approach is highlighted by his undergraduate degrees in cloud-based forensics and psychology. In a fascinating turn, Kohberger expressed a strong interest in fusing technology with law enforcement by applying for an internship at the Pullman Police Department. His goal to improve the gathering and analysis of technical data in public safety operations, particularly for rural agencies, was highlighted in his application essay. As they dug more into Kohberger's digital footprint, they came across a Reddit survey that Kohberger had set up. This study offered an insight into his intellectual interest as it examined the complex interrelationship between feelings, psychological characteristics, and decision-making in criminal activity. Anjanette Levy of Law and Crime discovered that Kohberger's path crossed with famous authority on serial killers Catherine Ramsland while he was an undergraduate student. These facts imply that although authorities pretended there was no suspect, they were actually actively looking into Kohberger's academic and research pursuits. Thank you for watching and follow for more.